The New York Giants are always a hard team to pick because the year you want to get behind them and say they're going to run away with the division because they look like the most talented team, they win 7, 8, or 9 games. Then the next year you turn around and you'll crap on them and say you don't have that high of expectations for them. And then those are the Giants teams that find a way to sneak into the playoffs in the last week and they end up going and winning the Super Bowl. The Giants, to me, in 2013 are a team that I'm not incredibly high on. You've got Eli Manning. You've got your franchise quarterback that's led you to 2 Super Bowl victories. And he's a guy that can get the job done in the air. He's not his brother in terms of his performance and production from a statistical standpoint, but he's still a very good NFL starting quarterback, even though at times he still tends to force the issue a little too much, and sometimes he doesn't take care of the ball as well as he should. This is a Giants team that on the offensive line, I think they've done an okay job of being able to keep it a solid unit at least over the years. They've been able to plug in guys, younger guys like a Beatty, for example, while combining that with some veterans. So they have a good combination, I think, of youth and experience, more so on the experience end anyways, on that offensive line. In the running game, there's no more Ahmad Bradshaw. There's no more Brandon Jacobs. You've got David Wilson as the man. And I'm leery of David Wilson because he is a Virginia Tech running back, and recently Virginia Tech running backs have not done that well at the NFL level. They just haven't, whether it be injuries, consistency, maturity, whatever the case might be. David Wilson is a talent. He's loaded with ability. He's loaded with big play potential, but potential could be a motherfucker. And he could potentially disappoint a lot of Giants fans with not being able to take the helm and be the featured back, especially if Andre Brown being hurt. They're going to need David Wilson to step up and be the unquestioned man in that backfield for the New York Giants. Luckily for them, they bring in Brandon Myers as a tight end, so they actually, I think, upgrade a little bit over Martellus Bennett at tight end. You've got 2 nice receivers on the outside in Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz. I think they need Hakeem Nicks to actually play a full 16-game season for once in his career. But this is a Giants offense that, depending on the matchups, is going to be able to score some points, be able to move the ball down the field. It's definitely not the weakness of their team. Defensively, this is where you look at this team, and this has been the identity of the Giants when they've been good, where their front four is able to generate a lot of pass rush, their secondary is able to force some turnovers. I look at this Giants team this year. You've got Jason Pierre-Paul, obviously, and they've addressed the secondary a lot in recent years. But this defense, to me, when I look at it on paper, it just seems to lack that certain something. I don't quite know what it is. Umenyora's gone. You've got Tuck as another year in. You've got JPP. He's a stud, obviously. I still think their linebacking core is very weak. Very weak. And for some reason, this organization continues to fail to address it. So this is a defense that maybe at times can cause some problems for teams because with guys like Joseph and Tuck and JPP, they'll be able to generate a nice pass rush up front. But their linebackers still not very good. Their secondary still kind of shaky. This is a Giants defense that some games I think will play very well. In other games, they will get embarrassed. They'll get destroyed. And it happens. So I look at this Giants team and I say that this is a team to me that wins probably 8 games, maybe 9, but more likely 8, and finishes 3rd in the NFC. This NFC East to me is what I'm talking about. It's kind of like all these teams are really grouped together. That doesn't necessarily make it an uber tough division. It just means that these guys are going to be kind of banging it out and knocking each other out throughout the course of the year. So you could end up with a situation where you've got 2 or 3 teams with the same record, like 7-9, 8-8, and then the division winner only has 9 or even 10 wins. That's what I envisioned maybe for the NFC East this year. But I think the Giants are only the 3rd best team in this division, in my humble opinion.